Hey everybody, it is Rolly, and I was on a couple of days ago, and I was sharing about this deck, Find Your Happy daily mantra deck. And so I have had a number of different people who have been really interested in that particular post. And so I thought, and I actually woke up this morning thinking, I'm going to just pull another card today, and see what do we need to know today, and being able to have that connection of being able to find your happy. And so it is really important for us to be able to tap into what is important for us and how does it look like and what is it that we're going to be doing about it, and how. And so I was just doing I literally just got off a call from doing a podcast. And so within that podcast, we were actually talking about being able to connect with our own souls and our own spirits, and having that ability of being able to just connect, and listening to the messages. And as most of you know, I listen to my messages all the time anyway. And so if I'm guided to say something or guided to share something, then I do. And including in my own personal messaging. So if you if you have me on Facebook, you see my long-winded conversational posts of whatever it is that is in my thoughts or in my emotions or in my feelings, and I share that. And then just ironically with that was another friend who was sharing on her post, like, don't even bother reading my post if you're not even going to read it to the end, because I have that, like, and but of course you're going to like it, or you're going to put a heart on it or whatever. But if you're not going to really read into whatever it is that I'm saying, then don't bother commenting and don't bother reading it. And so it is just interesting that all that kind of unfolded at the same time, because I have somebody who's not happy that I'm sharing whatever it is that's going on with me, and felt that I should not be sharing any details of whatever it is that was going on. So anyway, this is our message for today. Setbacks do not define me. They nudge me into new awareness. So setbacks do not define me. They nudge me into a new awareness. And so 36 is, so the mantra for this one is, I am peaceful. I am not attached to the outcome of the situation of my life. I feel connected to my purposes and see how everything works together. The recent setbacks in my life are actually opportunities for me to realign with my values' true worth. When I am honest with myself, I see there is no such thing as a setback. I am always being nudged into new awareness of self. I am connected to my life and I focus forward with love. So absolutely beautiful, absolutely perfect in terms of what it is that I was actually getting at in terms of my point. So I wanted to share that with you guys today, and I love it. I love that message that just came forward. So setbacks do not define me; they nudge me. And so so again, if you're not on my personal page, you wouldn't necessarily know what it is that I'm referring to, but it's you're more than welcome to go and take a look, because it's public anyway. And so I had somebody who I had made a comment the day before, and it was about my dad and the situation that I was feeling and what it was that was going on for me. And I shared my journey, but with that also meant sharing part of his journey. And so I've been sharing his journey for the last, I don't even know how many years, that when things were coming up, whatever it was that was going on, and I would share. And so one of the things that I received was a message from somebody who disagreed with my point, and okay, whatever. But the same person has not talked to me in 2 years or in a couple of months, and so and what was shared a couple of months ago compared to, and then before that was again another couple of months before that, simply because they didn't agree with what it is that I had to say anyway. So like they were completely whatever, like, I don't care, like, don't talk to me. I don't make it, like, I've already made terms with that. And so that is already a boundary that I had already established. I don't really care. You're not calling me to like belittle me. You're not messaging me for that in that particular reason. And so I received a text message from the person who then went off on this rant about how inappropriate that I was, and how it was like just so selfish of me to be able to make my comment or make my statement. It's like, it had nothing to do with you. I don't really care about you or whatever it is that's going on. It was my feelings, my circumstances, my grief that was coming up that I was sharing about me. And that was what was happening. And you don't like it, then don't read it. And and obviously you have to go out of your way to find it, because I'm not on your friends list, which means that you're not getting a notification that I've posted. So you have to go out of your way to go and find out what it is that I'm up to. Like, that's kind of like silly, don't you think? And then to send a message saying like, this is my very last communication with you and I'm not talking to you ever again, so don't bother replying. And it's like, okay, so you can come and you can rhyme off whatever it is that you want to, but I'm not allowed to say anything back. Not that I want to, because I had already set my boundary with that anyway, that I'm not responding, and I wouldn't have responded regardless of whether or not I was told to respond or not respond. But it was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't really care. Like, you can do whatever it is that you need to. But it's like, people can sometimes be so, it can sometimes be so difficult for us to be able to deal with people sometimes. And but we need to set our own limits. We need to set our own boundaries. And that was the conversation that I was having during this podcast, is that being able to be true to ourselves and not worrying about what everybody else thinks. And not that I don't ever, in this particular case, I don't really care what this person has to say. Like, I've already done the grieving around that relationship. I did that a while back. And so like, this is nothing. Like, I don't really care. I wasn't planning on talking to you anyway. So like, whatever. But when we're still going through that process, and we sometimes get jumped in on that bandwagon. So find your happy. I really love this deck. And so that's my 2 cents. So anyway, I will chat with all of you guys later. Bye for now.